Hello students, our today's topic is Taylor's scientific management theory. Now students, earlier also we have learned that in this chapter of principles of management, we will be talking about two classical theorists. One is Frederick Winslow Taylor, who has given the scientific management principles, and another is Henry Fayol, who is the propounder of administrative theory or general management principles. So first of all, we will be talking about scientific management theory, which is given by Frederick Winslow Taylor, F.W. Taylor, very popular name. Now before we have seen that management principles, they are always evolving in nature, and from time to time different management experts, they have propounded different management principles and theories. But how was this scientific management principles devised by Taylor? For that, we have to know briefly about who was Taylor and how did he come to the, you may say, invention of such principles which are also relevant today. Now, once we trace the history of Taylor, we find that Frederick Winslow Taylor, he was born in 1820 in America, and he was an American mechanical engineer. He started his career as an you may say apprentice machinist in a factory. As he was working as a apprentice machinist, what he observed was that there were so many shortcomings or drawbacks in the factory system of production. What he felt was that there was lack of professional management in the factory system. There was amateurish management which was there in the factories working, as a result of which much could be done to perfect the factory system and improve industrial efficiency. That is why basically Taylor, he has worked for perfecting the factory system. Once he observed that there were so many drawbacks which were being carried out in the production process, and those drawbacks could be removed by adopting the scientific way through different work analysis methods. He worked on those methods later on, and because of his contribution, we can see that so many techniques were also devised by him in order to improve the factory system of production. Now he said that in order to perfect or improve the industrial efficiency, first of all, the traditional methods which were being adopted in the organizations, that had to be properly investigated. And after investigation of the traditional methods, then only the best method could be found out, and that best method for a particular work could be adopted and practiced all throughout the organization, so that once the production started in the organization, there was no need to start that work on you or may experiment on trial and error approach. But if the best method or the best technique was found out, straight away in the organization that technique could be adopted to do the work which could give best results. And that is why we see that later on he started working in Bethlehem Steel Company, and there he gave a concept of a differential piece rate system, which we will be talking at the later stage while we will be talking about the techniques which he has devised, and many more things he did in order to see that the factory system of production could be improved and the workers' efficiency could be increased. Because if the management certainly adhered to some of the principles which could improve the efficiency of workers, then it would always be good. And that is why we see that Taylor finally he devised some principles, and also he gave some techniques which we will be talking about in detail. He has given 4 principles of management. One is science, not rule of thumb. Second is harmony, not discord. Third is cooperation, not individualism. And fourth is development of each and every person to his or her greatest capacity and efficiency. So these are the 4 principles which Taylor has devised. Apart from the principles, he has also given some techniques. Those techniques also we will be talking about. Those techniques are functional foremanship, standardization and simplification. We will be learning in detail about it. Then he has talked about work study techniques, in which he has talked about time study, method study, motion study, and fatigue study. And finally, he has also talked about differential piece rate system. So these are all his techniques which he has devised once he started observing the factory system of production at the grassroots level. And whatever techniques and principles he devised, today also in the organizations we see that these principles and techniques, they are being practiced and it is giving good results. So he could free the management from the trial and error approach which was being adopted earlier till the time these theorists, or you may say these management experts, they did not devise these principles. So before concluding this, let us learn what is scientific management. We have to understand the meaning of scientific management. Scientific management means knowing exactly what you want men to do and then seeing that they do it in the best and the cheapest way. This is what scientific management means. What Taylor basically tried to focus upon was that the workers, they were not working up to their capacity. And why? Because management was not able to direct them in a proper manner, and it could not take the, you may say, maximum benefit of the workers who were employed in the organization, as a result of which there was a lot of wastages in the organization and there was need to improve the system of production in the organization. And keeping that in mind, he has devised these principles and techniques about which we will be talking in details. So thank you.